This is Pushkala and we are going to see what is variational encoder in this video. And before going into variational encoder, let's just know what it is first. So variational encoder is nothing but we have seen so much generative models. So this is one of the generative models. So it will be generating an image or text or video or whatever it is, audio signal. So this variational encoder is a generative model. It is a type of a generative model where you will be inputting with the image data set. I'll be giving the image data set as an input for training the model, and the generative model, which is going to be my VAE now. This is going to read all of this, understand all of this input data set, and it is going to output exactly the same thing. It is going to output the same images that is being read from the data set. So this is a generative model. So in how VAE works is, it is going to take that image data set. Let's say this is a data set full of dogs images. And the generative model is going to read this thousands of dogs images, let's say 10,000 dog images, and it is going to generate a dog image as the result. So each time when this network works, it is going to generate a different image of the dog. Not same one every time. It is going to generate a different image of dog every time. So what is VAE? Let's say how it works using its architecture. So during the training process, I'll be giving the input image, which is going to be a set of, let's say, dog images. I'll be giving this set of dog images, and it is going to be given into a encoder. Let's say it is E. So it is going to be given into an encoder, and the encoder is going to give me a new vector, new numerical vector. This image is transformed into a numerical vector now. So this is the encoding process. So what happens after the encoding process is VAE does a generative process. During the generation process, we have a sampler here. Sampler is nothing but we have too many inputs in here. The encoder gave out too many outputs. So from that output, the sampler is going to pick one of the mostly occurred ones. So it is going to pick one from the normal distribution. So that is what we say as sampler. The sampler is going to pick one of the images, one of the numerical vector from the vector generated from the encoders. So after that, after the vector that is being picked up, it will be given into a decoder. After completing the training process also, we go to the decoder. So the decoder will reconstruct the image to a image format. We have a numerical vector format so far. The dog images is being converted into a numerical vector and it has to be reconstructed. So that is what occurs in the decoder part. So whenever a set of images is given into a encoder, it will be transformed into a set of vectors, numerical vectors, and that will be given to the decoder to be reconstructed into the original image. Whereas during the generative process, the sampler will take some random vectors from that is generated by the encoder, and it will be again transferred to the decoder to be reconstructed into a certain image. So whereas when we look at VAE, it is said that any GAN models will give a better image, sharper image than VAE, because this is again going to be a encoder and decoder part, whereas the GAN working is a little bit different than that. So VAE generates a bit of a blurry image than the GAN models. So this is one of the disadvantages of when you go for VAE. So that's it for this video. If you have any doubts, leave it in the comment section. Thank you.